Yeah.
You mentioned bikini prep.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty much my main event.
Right.
Because I remember the video.
You were there, weren't you?
I was there. I mean, I was going to go to Cardiff. I was actually willing to go to Cardiff, remember that?
Oh, I know. Thank
Legit
God
going to
you
go to
Cardiff.
Cardiff. I mean, I bought the ticket.
Yeah.
I bought the ticket. I told you I bought the ticket, and you're like, what you doing? Luckily, I sold it. I was like, oh my days, I can't get rid of this ticket. But yeah, I was there. I was there to obviously watch you and to watch
Sophie.
who would end up being one of my athletic fitness
Queen.
athletes.
Sophie is the queen of competing. She was last year.
Mate, in fact, we'll get to that. But let's talk about the start, the decision. The thing. I mean, I'm not saying that this is how you were feeling, but the thing that it depends on how they look into it, because we'll get into the meetup later on. But at the meetup, I came across two girls, and they were both like, "I want to compete. I want to compete." And I'm like, I was like, "Really?
Yeah.
You want to compete? Are you sure?" And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "For why?" And what I got from them was they were competing because everyone else competes. So therefore, okay, cool, I'm gonna compete.
Yeah.
And then once I compete, you know, my Instagram's gonna blow.
God.
I'm gonna be the thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, that's the vibe I got from you when you said you wanted to compete, and I was like,
Yeah.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a very competitive person, and when you say compete, for me is you are competing to win.
Yeah.
So in the video, you said, I'm going to go on prep, I'm going to compete, but I'm not going to
Do it to win.
do it to win.
No, that was never the goal.
And
for
I
me.
was like, so why do it?
The reason I did it was because I wanted to put myself through something that was gonna be hard. I'd never ever chosen to put myself in a position where I had to get to the very bottom layer of the person that I was, and I knew that if I put myself through a bikini competition prep and I stood on stage, this was one huge thing for me. I remember feeling like if I could one day stand on stage in a bikini in front of hundreds of people and cameras and documenting myself, that is one thing. If you'd have told the 14, 15, 16-year-old version of me that I would do one day, I wouldn't have believed you. But it was just such a big thing to me, because it was like, if I could do it, I could prove to myself that I could do absolutely anything in the entire world that I set my mind to. And I did do it, and I was so proud of the body that I created. It was hard work, and the reason I'll never do it again is because I don't feel like it's me. I put myself through that hard work. Don't regret it, because like I said, it made me a very, very strong person. It made me realise the sort of individual that I can be if I want to be. But just like you said at the meetup, so many girls said to me around that time, I want to compete because you've competed. And I was like, please don't, because that's not the sort of message I want to give off. Competing isn't healthy. Competing does not allow you to have a fun life for however many weeks you decide to prep for. I was a slave to my competition. I was a slave to my prep. I hated it. I wasn't being me. I wasn't having the life that I really wanted to. I was missing out on so many fun things.
I got that vibe, especially towards the end.
Yeah, I wasn't.
It felt like you were really clinging on. And I remember on the drive there, so I drove there with another girl who wants to compete, and I said to this girl, cool, you want to compete? We'll go to a show and we'll see if you really want to compete.
Yeah. She
still claims that she wants to compete. We'll see how far she takes it. But anyways, we're driving there, and you know, we were talking about Sophie.
Yeah.
I'd obviously done the whole program of Sophie.
Yeah.
And from Sophie's perspective, I could honestly tell that she wasn't gonna settle for nothing.
Yeah.
She had a show week before and she won that, and I could just tell that she was on it.
Yeah.
With you, on the other hand, I said, I'm scared. I mean, perfect scenario, all three of them get through. But with you, I was scared because towards the end, you were clinging on, and the whole pushing the show back from Cardiff to Leicester. Already to me, that was a bad sign. I was like, oh my days, that's a bad sign. Like pushing the show back. She ain't ready. Oh my days, like I'm shook. Like she ain't gonna finish high. But then, no word of a lie. I mean, you must have seen the Instagram story or the Snapchat story, one of the two. The second you got out, yeah, I was like, bloody fire. I don't know what it was the second you got out. I mean, maybe you doing drama helps because like you own the stage, and I was like, yo, like, you know what, like, she's owning the stage. She might get somewhere.
Yeah.
And then when you didn't finish top 3, I was like, I knew it. But then when I got home and you said you finished 4th, I was like, what? You finished 4th?
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you this: you didn't do too bad in the end, really. I mean, even though you were like clinging on, you pretty much. I mean, even though you weren't there to win, you still finished pretty high.
Yeah.
I mean, so say you did qualify for the finals.
I wouldn't have done it. I knew that from the very first day I ever started prep. Like I said, I was not competing to be in the top 3. Coming 4th was a huge accomplishment. That was just a bonus. Like, I know people say things like this, oh, that was just a bonus, oh, that was just good luck. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I didn't care where the hell I came in my competition. I just wanted to do it for myself. I knew, me and my coach and me and Connor were talking about it before I stepped on stage. If I was to come in the top 3 and have an invite to the British finals, there's no way in hell I could have done it. I was on prep for 24 weeks just for that one competition. I was broken, like you said, I was clinging on. I was exhausted, I had no energy. I was a shell of the person I am. I was literally a shell. There's no way I could have ever lasted for another few weeks to carry on with prep for another show.
So you were literally on your last legs.
Yeah.
There was no way that you could have even, I don't know, pushed the envelope a bit more, because you said that you surprised yourself finishing 4th. So there was no ounce in you at all. Nah,
I wasn't passionate about it. I really wasn't. I was passionate about doing it for me. I was not passionate about the whole process of competing. None whatsoever. Honestly, no way.
That is fair. So, you know, like you're saying earlier, what is the one thing you would tell people out there that are looking to compete? Because there's people out there that actually enjoy the sport.
Yeah.
There's people out there that are actually doing well.
Yeah.
So what's your word of advice to people that are looking at it and want to get into it?
I would say, and I've always said this, know the reason why you want to do it. If it's because you believe it's fashionable to compete, if it's because you believe it's going to get you loads of followers on Instagram, do not do it, because that will not happen. That will not happen. I remember feeling like, when I first started my prep, I was like, this is going to be amazing because this is all everybody wants to see is a bikini competition prep. I'm going to have 10,000 subscribers by the time I do my competition. I literally remember having that thought, and that was a big motivation for me throughout my entire prep. And it came to the end of my competition, I think I had like 8,000 maybe. I wasn't far off, but I wasn't there. And it didn't even bother me at the time, but I knew that if I'd have told myself that I wouldn't have had 10,000 subscribers by the day of my competition, the person that I was at the beginning of prep would have probably cared a lot about that. Having a good body and competing and becoming first in a competition is not the thing that's going to get you loads of followers. The thing that's going to get you a good social media presence, if this is your whole reason behind wanting to compete, is being yourself. And I know for myself and the majority of my audience, I cannot be myself when I am a slave to food and a slave to training and being such low body fat percentage. My body wasn't working. I wasn't working. So do not do it for the wrong reasons. If you want to do it, then make sure you are doing it for you. Absolutely. Make sure you are doing it because you want to, and you want to progress to be the best version of yourself, and you can put yourself through a hard lesson and a hard challenge like what competing can do for you, but do not do it for the wrong reasons.